Our internet went out for a brief second, but
we are back.
We got things back, and we
We're
ended
talking
on
about
point. We were talking about gas stations. Let's see. All right, so passion in gas stations. Passion when I'm like, I gotta just roll back just a second to we're gonna back up to go forward. Okay, so in every business you hit this plateau in your passion and in your business and with your play and everything. I mean, it really is, you just kind of hit that plateau and things just are not as lustrous in that zone as what it used to be. So, as I was saying in video 1, about it's kind of like having a brand new car, and you're in the car and you're just loving it and you're driving the crap out of it and you're really enjoying it, and then all of a sudden the gas light starts to ding and you're like, okay, I need to go to the gas station. I need to refill the car up because otherwise we're not going to have a car to drive, right? We're going to stall out. You pull into a gas station, you start putting new gas into it, so that you can feed your car, so that you can get it up and going again. Well, in entrepreneurship, in that creation around your passion, around your work, it kind of is that new, shiny, blingy thing. I mean, I know that every single time I create a course, every single time I change up my one-on-one practice just a little bit, and I do those things, well, courses and workshops, pretty consistent. 1 to 2 a month, there's always something going and new coming out. And it's something that has just kind of been activated in me, and I get passionate and it's playful. Because what happens? I can't have the passion without the play. So there's this play around this new shiny thing and the creative process, but with that is passion towards it. So I'm getting passionate about this little thing within the big thing that I was passionate about that maybe I lost the luster for, but I can reactivate that luster by tapping into that new blingy somewhere along the line. I mean, it's like,
it doesn't have to be something humongous. You don't have to
revamp
your whole project. That could be just adding a piece to a course. That could be going from, instead of doing videos, doing audios. That could be, maybe changing up times a day that you see clients, or go and do, even if it's a brick and mortar, go and interact with clients.
I grew up with, my mom had a clothing store, and we had this women's clothing store, and the big way to change up around that, she loved clothes, I loved clothes, I loved the salesman who had the clothes that would come in even more than anything, because I was the perfect size for everything. I just loved that. So I was very passionate about my clothes, and like I said, I wanted to be a designer when I was a kid, so that like fed into that. Well, I was in charge of window display, and business would just be kind of down, not as many people coming in, purchasing garments and everything. So I would, and my mom and we would be going, where's the business at? Where's the business at? I go, I'm going to go change the window display. I take everything out of the window display, completely different color theme, completely different. I would just go in there, I would just organize it and put it together, and have the mannequins doing stuff and all this. I mean, it was like we were always themed out. Like, we were themed out. I had a theme every time I possibly, and it was that shiny new thing. And then every time I came and I opened up the store or was closing the store, just walking home from school or something, I'd walk up and we had 2 great big glass windows going to the door in the middle, and I had to do both window displays. And I was just so proud every single time I redid that. There was this pride in my baby of what I had created, of that new thing. And I'd be like, yeah, look at what I have on display. And that was that. Yeah. There was passion around that. And you know what? On the inside of the store, my mom's way of dealing with it was that she would reorganize all the clothing things. Like, all of a sudden she'd go like, nope, this is moving over here, and this rack would go over there, and she'd reorchestrate it, or she'd go, we're getting a whole new color thing. Like, whole new color.
Or we're going to take new pictures, or we're little things like that.
It's just, it doesn't always have to be that you have to do a massive reinvention, or that you have to do something every single day or every single week on that line. But it is when you start to feel your passion dwindle, which will really come out in momentum as well, because if you don't have the passion going, then the momentum for things is going to die down. Like I was talking about my mom's clothing store. bit less passionate about what's going on, and all of a sudden there just wasn't as many people walking in the door to buy clothes. Change up those windows, and all of a sudden you're standing out there and you're like greeting people like, hey, how's it going? Morning, morning, morning. And then they come in and, you know, socialize, talk, and buy things.
Totally different feel. It cleans out the old energy.
Yep.
That's what we're really wanting to do. So
we have this list that we're trying to go through, and we have bounced successfully all
yes,
over
we
our
have.
list, which spontaneity is part of passion, and that's not on our list, but it should be there, and it really is, because our list is really nicely organized. But like we were talking about, like I brought this topic up briefly. Well, that's a good point. I mean,
Yeah.
that came out organically.
Yeah.
The way it's supposed to, right? Quite literally. So yeah, but I'm going to add spontaneity in this because we don't have written down spontaneity. I can't believe we missed it somehow.
Yeah, and I think that fits nicely with yesterday's topic of the play, kind of pulling that into the passion piece of things, the spontaneity of.
You have to be spontaneous.
That's why we did play.
Yes, but the play, you're right, it's the play that is that spontaneity within the passion. If you don't think passion and go, oh, I need it all scripted
Structured
and
passion.
yeah, let's structure our passion.
That's not gonna work.
That doesn't sound very.
That's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. That's not how it goes.
As long as I get this and this and this.
Our hearts, our emotions, our joy is not that turn on. And I'm going to use that orgasm for life, like you mentioned yesterday. Not going into the sexual, but just saying like that turn on for life doesn't come structured. It doesn't. And I think as adults we're taught like we must be structured, but that's not how. It's not that you can't have structure in your life, but your passion isn't going to come in a nice tiny little box. It's going to be kind of all over the place and a little messy and spontaneous, but you have to get into the spontaneity of things. I think that is a muscle in and of itself, learning to be spontaneous.
Yes, that definitely is. And the piece, I mean, if you're not a spontaneous person, then that's a whole bunch of shadow work and inner work that you have to get through.
I know nothing
Because
know nothing about that.
Because it is the overthinker that has trouble being spontaneous. It is the I must get it right. I must have it line up exactly as I say in this timeline. And that has no spontaneity in it. There is no organic flow to that. It is a control box that you're trying to put your business into, that you're trying to put your life into. And I look at it as though you're kind of handcuffing God. You're handcuffing the laws of the universe. And if you believe, which I'm sure you do since you're in this course, that, you know, abundance is you think about it, you feel it, and you apply action, and then all of a sudden stuff starts coming in. We live in an attraction-based world. So in that attraction-based world, you can't really control the 1, 2, 3s of it. Yeah. It isn't. I mean, you start thinking about, if you just go, oh, I want to see, you know, I saw this yellow car. I think I'm going to buy a yellow car today, you know, at sometime in the next couple of weeks. Then you're out and about, and what do you see? You see a whole bunch of yellow cars. You're like, I didn't know that so many people drove yellow cars.
Yes.
And it's because you started thinking about buying a yellow car, right? You were tossing around, and you were like, oh, let me show you yellow cars. Here's some options. But if you went out there and you said, I really want to see a yellow car, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to demand that yellow cars drive by me right now. In the next 30 minutes, I want to see 3 yellow cars. You'll probably see no yellow cars.
Yeah.
Because that's controlling of it. And there's no spontaneity to it. And a lot of really remaining in passion and in play is to be able to get into that organic flow of things and into flow in general, which means that you've got to just kind of be spontaneous about things, not let everything rock your boat to the point of getting rid of the boat.
And I think you have to also give yourself permission to be spontaneous. You have to give yourself permission to fall on your face and be silly and and have, you know, because you said like it's that shadow work, so it is giving yourself permission to go, okay, like this might totally not fly, this totally might fail, and that's okay. But it's fun, it's playful, it it is a trying, it is a growth, and just giving yourself permission to have that, to feel that, and really kind of get into that spontaneous place. Yeah.
I think the biggest reason why we are fearful of giving ourselves permission is because we look at passion and play as dangerous.
Yes.
We really think that it's this dangerous beast that once we tap into it, once we cut it loose, you could say, that it's going to be, just this
monster.
Yeah, it's going to be a monster. It's just going to engulf everything and take over everything, and we're going to become addicted at an unhealthy pace.
People are going to judge us.
We're going to get judged. We're going to be criticized. What's the perception that's going to come about it? Am I going to be too much? Because at the same time, we have this fear that we're not enough. And then we go, oh, if I tap in here, I'm going to be too much. Like, people can't handle me at that level. I'm intense.
Yes.
I mean, how many times I've worked with so many people and had so many people in my life in multiple ways that it was just like, I'm too intense. I'm intense, aren't I? I'm intense. I'm like, well, you're intensely telling yourself that you're intense right now, but you're just being, if you just relax into it,
it's not quite so intense.
It's not quite as intense as what you might think it is. But we fear our own intensity, which is just another way of saying, I fear my own light. I fear my own power. I feel my own calling here. So you're not stepping in on it. It's not dangerous to be passionate or playful. It is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be turned on to life, which means turned on to what you're doing and the message that you're getting out there and the business that you're putting out there. If you're not turned on to it and passionate about it, there's really no reason for somebody to want to connect to you. There is no magnetism there. And a happy, healthy business has pretty good magnetism. Like, you want to be in that business in some fashion.
Yes.
You want to be getting from. There's a draw to it. The reason why advertising companies are out and about is because what? If you think of Nike, what do you think?
The swoosh. You know the swoosh.
You know the swoosh. And what do you think? You think, I'm going to be fast. I'm going to have a certain attitude when I wear this. There's a certain prestige. A certain, right? So it's like, so what? You got your Nike shorts on, your Nike tank top on, your Nike shoes on, and what? And you might walk a little bit different because you're decked out in this, and you're dressing your 2-year-old in Nike
or you have
too,
some Chanel,
right? Or
wearing some
Chanel.
Chanel handbag, and you're like, I'm gonna actually like stand a little taller and like put my shoulder out, be a little cuter, be a little like.
Yeah, and that is because of the magnetism to that brand. In business, as an entrepreneur, you have to realize that you're so much more than just a business. You are becoming your own brand. And that branding process is about something that somebody else wants and desires and wants to get with.
Yes.
In some fashion or form. They want to get with you. And that means that you've got to let this out. You've got to be magnetic. And nobody is going to be magnetized to boring or to overly controlled. I mean, we might want that in our attorney, but we don't want that in our practice of, if you don't want that in your yoga practice, you don't want that with your health practice, you don't want that with your love and relationship practice, you don't want that with your clothing. I mean, you might have to be boring because of your profession, but you're not really wanting to exhibit like total boring, right? Even a librarian can be exciting because there's a vast world at their fingertips. They should be passionate about reading.
Yes.
And they should be passionate about the world that they can share with everybody. So when you walk into a librarian and you say, I'm looking for a book
let me give you 10.
Yeah, let me tell you
10.
this. Oh my gosh, I read this book and I read da. That's a good librarian.
Yes.
Because you can
love
tell
their job.
that they love what they're doing. They're doing it because of the passion that's
there. There is desire.
Yes.
There is desire.
Yeah.
And I know
even though they're in their little librarian outfit, picture the whole library.
But yeah, there is a desire, and we're scared of that word, but that word goes hand in hand with our passion. So you have to have a desire. You want your clients to have a desire, because otherwise there's just no you're missing that passion, energy in your business, whatever that business is.
If your clients can't feel your passion and can't feel you, and that you really want to be there and that you really want to be offering whatever it is that you're offering, your clients aren't going to want to share your offers. Your clients aren't going to want to, you know, tell their friends about you. Your clients aren't going to want to give you good testimonies, referrals. You know, people who are passionate and are sharing at that level, I'm really there because that's what they're aligned to. You feel them, and that's where all the other stuff comes from. So if you're not getting that kind of stuff, it's like, all right, where's the passion? Where's the play? Where can I let myself out a little bit more? And am I attracting my tribe? Because if you're acting this way, but you're really this way, then you're going to attract.
Or you're acting this way and you're really this way.
Then you're look at, because what you're attracting is what you're putting out. And if you're not happy with what's coming in, just realize that it's only up to you to tap into that change, because it happens in here first before it happens out here. So it's little tweaks.
Yeah, and I think you brought up like inner game, and that really is a lot of times to touch into our passion. It is going to be like, I suggest like visualization, like really getting in there and like kind of opening your, like going into not necessarily for meditation, but like a visualization where you're quieting your mind and allowing yourself to kind of dream, kind of get into your desires, really painting that picture of like, what would it be like if I truly allowed myself to merge everything I'm passionate about together, to really dream and kind of play with things, and not, and when I say play with things, not necessarily have to script things out, okay, I can put this with that's not going to work, but really getting into that visualization and allowing your inner being to kind of help you put things together. And then also to just really tune into that passion, because if you're not used to tuning into that passion, again, it's a muscle, you have to build it. And so that will allow you to really tap into that passion at a deeper level, and then each time you're visualizing, you are actually ingraining that deeper and deeper within yourself, and it's going to become more comfortable to pull that into your daily life. And then again, I would say, or not into your daily life, into your business, and then bringing that passion into your daily life too. Finding things just like the play, finding things you're passionate and playful about all day long, because if you are like all day long, it's really hard to go like, nah, to, oh, now I'm going to be super passionate. If you are living a life that is not really playful and passionate right now, it's going to be hard to tap into those things. So again, finding little areas you can be passionate about, and tuning into those desires around your business, around the things that you're wanting for your business, even if that is just taking a couple minutes several times a day and like closing your eyes and going like, I can feel what it would be like what it's going to be like, not what it would be like, what it's going to be like when, you know, I have, you know, 1,000 people on purchase a course in 24 hours. Like I can feel it, I can see the money, I can like really get into that. So, yeah, and that will
about,
tune up
and,
the
and
passion.
like to run on yours, like 1,000 people purchasing the course. It's about
in 24 hours.
In 24 hours. 1,000 people purchasing the course in 24 hours. It's about.
Get my visualization right.
Sorry. It really is about that enthusiasm of what it would be like to teach a class. That's, yeah. Like how, look at all the potential help that you can give, and how turned on you are to that. And
all the interaction.
That you're gaining, and the interaction and everything. Yeah. I think while you were talking, you may not have it written down, but that's organic flow for you.
How we roll.
And I am fantastic at giving homework as it comes through. So I'm like,
surprise to me too.
Co-teacher doesn't know about this, but I'm adding more. That's just me. No, it's not necessarily homework. It's an idea. It is something that I give to my VIP clients. So when we're doing abundance coaching and stuff, is that one of my favorite abundance exercises, play exercises, is to create a magic box. And I don't know if I ever shared this with you. All right, well, she's.
And I used to, yeah, I've never heard. This is,
well,
I'm learning all kinds of things on this line.
So it's a magic box. And what you do is you just get like an old shoe box or something, or if you really want to go all out, you can go in and like hunt down like a trunk or something. But I would suggest a shoe box. And you cut,
Take notes.
I can copy paste this to you. I have it written down. But what you do is you take an old shoe box and cut a little hole in the top like you would a piggy bank, okay? Make it big enough though because you want to be able to put bigger things in here as well. And then decorate this thing. Like decorate, bling it out. Remember I was talking about the blings? Yes, it's like what are we doing? We're being playful. We're being creative. We're activating the creative juices. We're getting out of the comfort zone of normal and what we're used to, and we're stepping into that magical land where the stuff happens that we really want. And right. Well, that has to be that you have to like get your edginess out of there and break out the craft supply box, okay? So you break out the craft supply box and you bling this up in whatever. I mean, I don't care if you plaster it with fake $100 bills. And that's actually not a bad idea. Or, you know, like plaster it with fake $100 bills and gold coins and stuff. Like make it look like that. Like really get into that where it's like, wow, all right, that says exactly what I'm going to be putting into it. So if you're doing it around your business, you might, you know, make it around whatever you are focusing in on. Because this is just an abundance technique that you can use for multiple things. Then put it in some place that you are going to see this consistently. Is that every time you walk by, you want to go, yeah, okay? You know, like, yes, that's coming in, that's coming in. And then as you're out and about in your life and you see different things, or you're surfing through Facebook and there's this picture of Nike shoes that you really want, or that purse that you really want, or that house that you really want, or that trip, or there's this really cool, you know, picture of 10,000 people in a room for you. 10,000 people in a room.
I just can't.
And there's a person saying there, and they're teaching this course, like a Tony Robbins course, right? Like steal one of those. Steal a Tony Robbins course picture, print it, print it, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna drop it into your magic box, okay? And when you drop it in there, it's like, yes, this just is. I open and to receive this. Yes, this just is. It's not, I can't wait until this happens, but you have to claim it right there. It is giving yourself permission to actually draw that in. So it's like, I know it just is, and so it is. I know it just is, and so it is. Thank you, universe, for your delivery. And what you're going to find is that those things that you drop in, because you're doing it in this fun, playful way, will start to manifest. Maybe not the 10,000 people in the room, but all of a sudden you create a course and 10 people sign up in 24 hours. Well, that's not bad. You know, that's not bad at all. Celebrate that abundance. Celebrate that right there, and then keep dropping stuff in. You know, like, and if you want to drop in like fake money and stuff, then you can drop in 10,000 fake money bills. You know, I don't care what it is. It is about whatever turns you on. But the key here is the creation, the flow, the fun of it, and really accessing that desire. So that pull. What is pulling you? What are you really getting turned on about? That goes into the box. And then letting it go. Key element to really manifesting anything. And if you want to monetize something, you build it and they will come. But that they will come will only happen if you let go of the control factors that we have so hard ingrained in us. What do we have left?
The only thing that I would say that we have left is really, I brought up the visualization piece, and then your project is another element of visualization and like calling it in. And so also I would say, and you're gonna, I know throughout my an audio that's gonna be dropped in tomorrow, and I know that you've talked about journaling, I've talked about journaling. It would be the journaling and the affirmation of I am, and then stating what you are. I am passionate.
I am confident. I am fun. I am playful. I am successful. I am abundant. You know?
All of those.
Yeah, just keep going.
All of
there, we gave them to you. There you go.
then writing, and I always suggest writing it out. Handwriting this stuff actually triggers a different piece of your brain. It will ingrain that in a neural pathway, in a totally different way, versus all your other belief systems that are over here that have been getting ingrained your whole life. You're building a new neural pathway that you're gonna have to keep ingraining, that is the writing, and it is more powerful when you're writing it out. But then also affirming that stuff to yourself all day long, driving in the car. I am powerful. I am passionate. Money flows to me. You know, I accept my desires. Whatever it is that you're needing to pull in wherever those, I don't want to say blocks, but blocks are.
Blind spots, they're blocks. It's the
Yeah.
things that you don't typically notice or see because they are so ingrained in you.
But it's what your soul knows. What your soul, at a soul level, you know about yourself.
Yes. Yes.
So that is passion.
That's a lot of work on passion. I'm like, oh my goodness, we just filled that up with a bunch of stuff.
Yep. Y'all can handle it. We know that you guys are going to be processing and doing some of this work even after the course has started, like we said yesterday. So,
Yeah.
So
It takes.
again, making sure that you're interacting in the group and that you are posting your journal prompts and commenting and asking questions even, because that's vulnerability. That is stepping in. That is being willing to kind of put yourself out there.
Yeah. And own your goals, own your direction, and own your passion and your play.
Yeah. So other than
Tomorrow it is profits. It comes down to where
Monetizing
we're
and
going to
profits.
be talking about monetizing and profits. So it's where we're going to pull the play and the passion together and show you a little bit about how you profit in life in all ways from accessing that play and that passion.
Yes. And you'll, throughout the day, throughout tomorrow morning, you'll see our 2 little videos getting dropped in. So just be on the lookout for that, and look out for the journal work that it should be coming within the next few hours in the Facebook group. So,
So we're going to catch you tomorrow.
love you guys. Bye.